How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the kitchen table. Now, last week I talked about that I was going to be in the gate crash and I was picking Simic. I talked about 2 cards and I didn't talk about the rest that were out, and there have been more spoilers that came out since then. So today I'm going to be talking about each of the spoilers that we have gotten since then, and some, the other ones that I didn't talk about. Of course, I have them right on my computer here, so because I can't remember this stuff off the bat. So let's talk about some of this stuff that we didn't talk about last time. The first one we are going to be looking at is Drakewing Krasis. Now, Drakewing Krasis is 1 green and blue, so it costs 3 to play for a 3/1 flying trample. Now, this doesn't have Evolve, but it is a really nice card out there because you don't want to fill your deck with just evolved creatures. You want other stuff, to also put boost those guys' power and toughness. After all, it is a flying creature, and flying's really nice, and it does have trample in case they do block it with, say, a 1/1 bird. You've got this 3/1, so you can still get it in there for 2, even if you attack with it. The next card we were looking at is Cloudfin Raptor. Now, Cloudfin Raptor costs 1 blue to play, so it's just blue, for a 0/1 flying evolve. I do actually really like this guy. I do like the fact that, he starts off as a 0/1 and he has a 1 drop. So he hits the board turn 1. Turn 2, you could play, your Simic Guild Mage, or, maybe another card that's going to come out, and this would become a 1/2 flying. So you can get in there for flying. The next turn, you could play your Drakewing Krasis. This becomes a 2/3 with flying, so you get in there again with flying, and this guy only gets bigger. So I think the 1 drops in the Simic Evolve are going to be really nice creatures to have. But other than that, there's really not much to talk about him. The next one we have Experiment 1. It's another one of those 1-drop creatures. This one doesn't have flying. It's green for a 1/1 that you can take off 2+1/+1 counters off this guy to regenerate him. Again, not a very bad ability. If it is a 3/3 and blocks your opponent's 3/3, they both die, but then you can take off 2+1/+1 counters to regenerate this guy, bring him back, and build up his power and toughness again by evolving him. So I definitely see this guy being playable, especially as a 1/1. And normally I don't like the 1/1s, and unless they actually do something really good, these guys just get bigger and bigger. The next one we have Croconura. I think it is a crocodile frog, which is pretty sick. 2 in green for a 1/3, not flying, but reach. 3 for a 1/3 reach. That does have evolve. Now, this guy's really nice. You could play him turn 3. He makes all your creatures bigger because he has a big butt, and he can block a lot of your opponent's flying creatures once you get him bigger. He's not really much of an attacker unless if your opponent has nothing on board, you can attack with it. But I think he's mainly just used for the good old defending. Next we have Elusive Krasis. This is one of my favorite creatures that they have. Costs 1 green and blue for a 0/4. Evolve Unblockable. I love the fact that he is unblockable. And Evolve, you just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and because he has such a huge toughness, he can help with your Evolve guys. Will he be in my deck? I may run him at 3 or 4. I don't know. Again, we don't know all the spoilers, so we don't know exactly what I'm going to be putting into this deck. And again, it's not really a competitive kind of thing. This is just for fun. And, I really do like this. I do think Simic has one of the best abilities with Evolve. But Krasis, Fish Mutant, looks like a Fish Mutant. Pretty cool guy. The next one is a card that I was actually very excited for. The moment I saw this, I was excited for this card. Urban Evolution. This is the first sorcery I think I'm talking about, and it costs 3 green and blue. So 5 to play. For draw 3 cards, you may play an additional land this turn. I think this is fantastic. You have 5 for draw 3 cards. I will pay 5 to draw 3 cards, especially if I can play a second land that turn. That can help out my mana so much. You could put some mana ramp in this as well. If you want to just play maybe some modern, I think you can. Yeah, in modern you can play some of the stuff from like Zendikar and Shards of Alar and stuff like that. So if you do want to play maybe a bit of a 3-color mana ramp with this, it would be nice. But for me, I think I'm just going to be playing draw 3 cards for 5, play an extra land. Pretty sick. Next we have Biovisionary. Now this card, I am not really big on instant win cards. Like, in Magic, I think it's kind of fun. Like, you know, like there's that one that if you have 200 cards in your deck at the beginning of your draw or something like that, you win the game. We got Biovisionary here. It costs 1 green and blue for a 2/3, so he's not a bad defender. At the beginning of the end step, if you control 4 or more of these guys, you win the game. Now, of course, I don't think you're going to be running 4 of these guys unless you're building a deck that is completely based on him. Actually, in fact, you wouldn't even run this card unless he was your, like, he would be your win condition. And I did see a comment where the guy said, you know, you can use this guy, but you can use stuff like just copy and all these other things that bring a copy of target creature into play, like a token of target creature into play. That's pretty awesome. Like, I never thought of something like that, and then seeing this, it'd be really easy to do. You just got to find a way to really bring this guy, because there are so many blue cards out there that say bring target permanent into play. You've got some of your green stuff that says when you bring up token, excuse me, whoa, kind of sick. You bring out the Biovisionary, and then you play a copy, and then you get a token, and then you use that green card to copy that token. So you get 3 of these guys out, so I mean it's really easy to bring 4 of these guys out in that kind of deck. I don't think I will be using any Biovisionary. I just don't really like the win condition kind of thing. And the last card we are going to be looking at today is Mystic Genesis. Now this card costs 5 to play, 2 green and blue for an instant counterspell. So it costs 5 for a counterspell, but this is one of those counterspells I don't mind. Now the Azorius one was 5 counter target spell kind of thing, and you gain 5 life, and I don't really like gaining 5 life. But the Mystic Genesis counter target spell put an XX green ooze creature token into play, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. So you get rid. I mean, you can wait for a bomb. If they got a bomb, you counter it. Bring out a bomb of your own. So I mean, I think this card, I may play it at 1 just for the fact, you know, you can get rid of their bomb, but you get a creature out of it. I might play 1. But another one of those things is I don't really like counter spells because, you know, you're waiting to do something, and your opponent can usually, you know, see that you have counter in your hand. But Mystic Genesis, I'm definitely going to try it because it does give you a creature out of it. That's it for the spoilers. Of course, I have links in the description below of all the creatures and all the spells that I talked about today. If you guys are going to be going to the pre-release, whether it be on any of the days, because I'm on the 27th, it is the only day I said that could make it. But if you guys are going, let me know in the comment section below, what guild are you choosing? Are you going to choose Orzhov? Which I heard that they're actually probably one of the bigger ones that are going to be coming out. Due to the Evolve, I heard Simic could be really good. And I know Demir was being really hyped on the message boards where I usually go to. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think of these guys. Oh, as well, and there was another thing I was going to talk about. If you guys are going to be playing this deck, one thing you might want to think of doing is, if you want to play Modern and Simic, you might want to think of playing some Proliferate, as Proliferate gives all your guys +1/+1 counters on them, and you get, you know, whatever. The thing is, I know there was, like, one card that allowed you to draw, like, 2 cards, and then you can Proliferate. And I do believe it was one of those pay spells. And I think it had a Tezzeret on it. I'm sorry, I can't really remember what it was, but, yeah, you know, play some Proliferate in this, and I mean, you keep, you know, getting your guys bigger. You have your Guild Mage, and you have your creature that you get at the pre-release for some draw support. So I think this deck, all rounded down, will be a very fun deck. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end the video there. The video is almost 10 minutes long, so until then, we'll hopefully make some more videos before the Gatecrash pre-release. This is KTP, your kitchen table player, signing off.